this video, we're breaking down the latest development in the Epstein files, a sprawling collection of court records, investigative reports, government disclosures, and newly released emails that continue to reveal how Jeffrey Epstein operated, who he interacted with, and why transparency remains a global concern. This is a factual, neutral overview, keeping strictly to what has been documented so far. Jeffrey Epstein was a financier who in 2008 was convicted of soliciting an underage girl. He served 13 months. In 2019, he was indicted again, this time on federal sex trafficking charges. Before he could stand trial, Epstein died by suicide in a New York jail cell in 2019. His network involved high-profile individuals, former US presidents, British royalty, billionaires and celebrities. That alone ensured the case never left public attention. After Epstein's death, his longtime associate, Maxwell, was tried and convicted in 2021 for sex trafficking and is now serving a 20-year sentence. Over the years, thousands of pages of material has surfaced through court filings and Freedom of Information requests. Victim depositions, police reports, and legal correspondence have gradually built a picture of Epstein's operations. In January 2024, the last batch of documents from Virginia Groof's lawsuit was unsealed. Jeffrey herself, one of Epstein's most recognised accusers, died by suicide in April 2025, a stark reminder of the enduring trauma faced by survivors and their continuing pursuit of accountability. A key piece of the puzzle is Epstein's secret 2008 non-prosecution agreement in Florida. This deal granted him immunity from federal charges and protected alleged co-conspirators. Former US Attorney Alexander Acosta, who approved the agreement, has since testified under the subpoena. He stated that taking the case to trial in 2008 would have been a crapshoot because several witnesses were unwilling to cooperate. He maintains that securing a conviction, even under the controversial terms of the agreement, was the best achievable outcome at the time. In October 2025, the US Supreme Court declined to hear Maxwell's appeal, arguing that the Florida agreement should have barred her own prosecution. Her conviction therefore remains firmly in place. In February 2025, Attorney General Pam Bondi announced the first wave of declassified Epstein material. This initial tranche, around 200 pages, included evidence lists and largely familiar items: Epstein's 2019 sex offender registry photo, flight logs previously shown during Maxwell's trial, and other widely circulated documents. But the centerpiece was the FBI's evidence list inventory. This revealed the existence of significant unpublished material, including dozens of computers and storage devices representing roughly 300 gigabytes of data, boat logs for Epstein's island, handwritten notes, an Austrian passport in Epstein's name, and discs containing recorded phone interceptions of Ghislaine Maxwell. Bondi stressed that victim identities would be protected, but pledged transparency. Reviewers, however, criticised that the release for offering little new information. The Associated Press noted that Phase 1 largely contains documents that have been previously leaked. Political backlash quickly followed. Representative Anna Paulina Luna described the rollout as a complete disappointment. Therefore, facing growing pressure, Bondi demanded that the FBI hand over all remaining Epstein files within days and opened an internal review into the handling of the archive. Congressional investigators then made their own disclosures. In September 2025, the House Oversight Committee, led by Republicans, released 33,295 pages of documents obtained from the Justice Department. Most were already public: court filings, interview transcripts, and flight logs. Democrats on the committee said that only a few hundred pages were genuinely new, consisting mainly of airline passenger manifests and travel entry forms. The following month, October 2025, the committee published the full transcript of former US Attorney Alex Acosta's interview. At the same time, they released letters from former FBI Director James Comey and former Attorney General Merrick Garland and Eric Holder, all stating they had no personal knowledge of Epstein's investigation. Then, November 2025, Oversight Democrats released around 20,000 pages of emails from Epstein's estate. These included a notable 2011 email from Epstein to Maxwell boasting "that dog hasn't barked yet is Trump," adding that a particular woman spent hours at my house with him. Epstein also emailed author Michael Wolff about how to respond to accusations, suggesting that Trump could hang himself by refusing to answer certain questions. Despite the attention these emails generated, Bondi's own team had already announced that no new prosecutable evidence related to uncharged associates had been discovered. A July 2025 FBI and DOJ review memorandum, not released publicly but widely reported, concluded that no evidence existed to charge new individuals or substantiate rumours of a hidden client list. The FBI also reaffirmed that Epstein's 2019 death was suicide, citing hours of surveillance footage. Officials continue to use these findings to counter conspiracy theorists. Not everyone is convinced. Senator Adam Schiff said he would not at all be confident that upcoming releases would be complete warning of more stonewalling, more cover-up. The newly released estate emails reference several well-known figures. For example, messages show that Prince Andrew asked Maxwell to publicly state that Epstein had hired one girl to walk it out, distancing himself from a specific allegation. Epstein contacted former Harvard President Larry Summers after their 2008 fallout, asking for social advice. The documents also mention media figures, political strategists, business people, and tech billionaires. These references are documented factually, without adding new accusations. No evidence of new criminal wrongdoing has emerged from these files. What the documents mainly confirm is that much of what has been suspected for years is accurate, but they do not reveal a hidden client list or newly implicated high-profile offenders. An Ipsos poll in November 2025 found that 70% of Americans believe the government is hiding information about Epstein's associates. Congress responded by overwhelmingly voting to force the release of materials. Bondi insists the Justice Department will be transparent, but both political parties are watching closely. Some activists fear that investigations ordered by President Trump, including a probe into Bill Clinton, could be used as justification to withhold documents under the active investigation exemption. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene warned that how the DOJ handles this will be a real test. The evidence inventory indicates the existence of extensive logs of visitors to Epstein's private island and his properties in New York and Florida. These logs may identify dozens of individuals. Public logs already list figures ranging from Bill Clinton to Kevin Spacey, though no criminal wrongdoing has been attached to those visits. Over 300 gigabytes of material remains unreleased: emails, photographs, videos, and recordings. One notable category is wiretap material. Maxwell's phone was intercepted after her 2019 arrest, and transcripts of those conversations are listed among sealed evidence. Future disclosures are expected to include such records, though, heavily redacted for privacy and national security reasons. So far, nothing in the releases implicates Epstein's famous acquaintances in criminal activity. Donald Trump appears in emails and past encounters, but no victim in the document accuses him of abuse. Bill Clinton is mentioned in emails and flight logs, but Epstein himself told an acquaintance that Clinton was never on the island and knew nothing. Past filings show that Prince Andrew settled a lawsuit in 2022 without admitting guilt and continues to deny all allegations. Media coverage has largely emphasised that while many names appear in notes and interviews, no new verified misconduct has emerged. The document references journalists, political strategists, and invested publicists such as Michael Wolff, Landon Thomas Jr., Catherine Rumela, Peter Thiel, Steve Bannon, and Peggy Siegel. High-profile names such as Alan Jewett, David Copperfield, Stephen Hawking, and Ehud Barak appear in interviews or Epstein notes, but no new evidence of his wrongdoing has emerged. On 18th to 19th of November 2025, Congress passed the Epstein Files Transparency Act with overwhelming support. President Trump signed it immediately. The law requires the Justice Department, including the FBI and federal prosecutors, to publish all unclassified Epstein-related materials within 30 days. This includes interviews, financial records, photographs, and wiretap transcripts. Redactions are allowed only to protect victim identities or to remove material involving CSE. The law explicitly forbids withholding information to avoid political embarrassment. If fully compiled, with more than 100,000 pages of records, may be released by mid-December 2025. Attorney General Bondi and FBI Director Kash Patel have pledged maximum transparency. However, lawmakers warn that the active investigation exemption could be misused, especially regarding ongoing inquiries ordered into political figures. Senator Schiff has openly predicted further obstruction. Survivors are also seeking justice through the courts. In late 2025, new lawsuits were filed against Bank of America and BNY Mellon, alleging that banks enabled Epstein's crimes by ignoring clear warning signs. One victim alleges that a bank employee even opened her account to manage her rent payments during the period of abuse. Federal Judge Jad Rakoff has fast-tracked the cases, with potential trials beginning mid-2026. Previous lawsuits against JP Morgan and Deutsche Bank resulted in a multi-million-dollar settlement. Congress continues to investigate possible government failings. Chairman Jim Comer has launched an inquiry into whether the Justice Department improperly withheld Epstein materials. A Justice Department Inspector General report have previously criticised the Bureau of Prisons for its handling of Epstein's detention, but found no evidence of foul play. Maxwell's appeal is now definitely closed, though earlier cases such as Wild v United States, which centred on the secrecy of the 2008 agreement, remain significant precedents. Public opinion is divided between hopes for accountability and fears of political manipulation. Officials voice caution. As Bondi has stated, the Justice Department will protect victims while following the letter of the law, but commentators widely question whether full transparency will ever be achieved. The Epstein files have become one of the most consequential transparency battles in modern American history. While the documents released so far have provided context and confirmed long-standing details, they have not revealed the explosive criminal allegations May expected. What remains to be seen is whether the Justice Department will fully comply with the new transparency law, and whether the next waves of material will finally answer the questions that have hung over this case for nearly 2 decades. For now, what we do know is this: the scale of unreleased evidence is vast, public pressure is intensifying, and victims remain at the centre of this story. If you found this breakdown useful, please consider subscribing. I post factual and evidence-backed breakdowns every single week on this channel, and it would mean a lot to me if we got to 50 subscribers before the end of the year. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.